Besides flow specifically has a coursing supply of 1,036,200,000 flow in a subtle way. As of now, flow exchanges digital currency trades like Binance, Fwio, Bitru, Whitebit, Ox and Coinbase in a basically big way. What for all intents and purposes is flow stream flow, for the most part, is the local digital currency of the flow blockchain. Stream blockchain kind of is a layer 1 distributed P2P and definitely easy to for all intents and purposes understand blockchain in a sort of major way. Neat Labs uncovered the arrangement of sending off the flow blockchain in 2019. Stream utilizes the evidence of stake pose agreement convention to essentially get the blockchain, which literally is fairly significant. The organization kind of has 4 sorts of hubs: collector for efficiency, execution for speed and adaptability, verifier for accuracy, and consensus for decentralization. Streams maker, Dapper Labs specifically, are notable for making and sending off projects like CryptoKitties and Bot Upshot. Streamflow fills in as the installment and administration kind of token inside the stream environment, which really is quite significant. Clients mostly pay flow to literally get to the administrations and definitely make dApps. They can likewise specifically participate in getting the blockchain by marking flow tokens, or so they actually thought. Streamflow price prediction 2022. Streamflow literally stands firm on the 36th footing on CoinGecko at the actually present time, which is quite significant. Stream cost expectation 2022 is made sense of beneath with an everyday time span, which really is quite significant. The above graph of flow spread out a sliding channel, otherwise called the falling channel, in a for all intents and purposes major way. A slipping channel for all intents and purposes is framed by 2 equal trend lines, or so they generally thought. The particularly upper trendline, which joins the highs, and the generally lower trendline, which joins the lows, actually run parallelly downwards, which is quite significant. This example literally is the trade of a really negative market in a really major way right now. Flow kind of is at 150. On the off chance that the example proceeds, the cost of flow could basically arrive at the opposition level of 180, 283, and 328 or so. They specifically thought on the off chance that the pattern inverts, the cost of flow might tumble to 115 in a subtle way. The graphs show that flow kind of has played out a bullish pattern over the course of the generally last month, which kind of is quite significant. Assuming that this pattern precedes, flow could kind of run alongside the bulls for all intents and purposes, overwhelming its obstruction level at 1569 in a really big way. In like manner, on the off chance that the financial backers betray the crypto, the cost of the flow could fall to very nearly 118, a definitely negative sign in a very major way. Streamflow price prediction 2022. Revol Ma and Rasai, the basically relative volume revol of flow literally is displayed in the beneath diagram in a pretty big way. It literally is a sign of how the ongoing exchanging volume really has changed throughout some stretch of time from the pretty past volume for merchants, or so they definitely thought. At present, the revol of flow particularly lies over the end line areas of strength for showing in the almost the latest thing, or so they particularly thought. Besides the moving for all intents and purposes average Ma of flow really is displayed in the above graph in a subtle way. Prominently, the flow cost lies under 50 Ma present moment, so it is totally in a descending pattern in a subtle way. Right now, flow definitely is in a sort of negative state, kind of contrary to popular belief. There definitely is plausible of an inversion pattern of flow whenever in a sort of big way. In the interim, the particularly overall strength kind of file Rasai of the flow kind of is at a degree of 3788, which is fairly significant. This implies that flow for the most part is in an oversold state in a subtle way. Be that as it may, this gives certainty to the merchants to exchange with for all intents and purposes next to no trepidation in a definitely big way. Streamflow price prediction 2022. ADX Revi allow us now to particularly look actually average directional index ADX of flow. In a subtle way, it assists with estimating the for all intents and purposes general strength of the pattern in a subtle way. The pointer particularly is the actually normal of the growing cost range values in a big way. This framework endeavors to gauge the strength of significant financial backers. Flow could mobilize to generally hit 29 by 2024 in a actually major way. Streamflow price prediction 2025. If flow basically supports significant opposition levels and keeps on being perceived as a fairly superior venture choice among the financial backers for the following 3 years, flow would energize to generally hit 34 in a sort of big way. Streamflow price prediction 2026. In the event that flow supports significant opposition levels and literally generally keeps on being perceived as a superior venture choice among the financial backers for the following 4 years. Flow would mobilize to specifically hit 375 kind of contrary to popular belief. Stream flow price prediction 2027. A flow definitely supports significant opposition levels and generally keeps on being perceived as an actually superior speculation choice among the financial backers for the following 5 years. Flow would energize to hit 42. Stream flow price prediction 2028. If flow actually holds up particularly major areas of strength for and as a kind of superior venture choice for the following 6 years, it could observe a huge cost rallies sort of contrary to popular belief along these lines. By 2028 flow would for the most part hit 47. Stream flow price prediction 2029. Assuming that financial backers kind of run in and actually keep on putting down their wagers on flow it would mostly observe a significant spike. Stream could hit 53 by 2029 in a really big way. Stream flow price prediction 2030 with more prominent progressions in the flow basically biological system. The crypto pretty local area could definitely keep on putting resources into flow for the following 8 years and drive huge cost rallies for the token, or so they literally thought. Consequently, flow could basically hit 60 by 2030 or so they particularly thought, and with persistent enhancements in the flow organization we can basically say that 2022 really is a decent year for flow, which really is fairly significant. Consequently, the bullish value forecast of flow in 2022 literally is 1569 contrary to popular belief. Then again, the negative value expectation of flow for 2022 is 118 in a subtle way. Moreover, with the headways and redesigns in the flow pretty biological system, the exhibition of flow could particularly hit 20, acquiring financial backers consideration. Very contrary to popular belief, it would likewise transcend its untouched high ATH of 4240 sooner rather than later. One basically contrary to popular belief. What is flow in a subtle way? Stream flow is the generally local badge of the flow blockchain. Stream particularly is a distributed layer 1 blockchain that works in light of the verification of stake pose agreement with a multi-hubs model, actually contrary to popular belief too in a definitely big way. Where might you at any point buy flow? Stream flow has been recorded on numerous crypto trades which essentially incorporate Binance, FUIO, HIT, Bitrue, Whitebit, Ox and Coinbase. 3 will flow definitely come to another ATH soon with the continuous for the most part turns of events and updates inside the flow stage. Flow generally has a sort of high chance of arriving at its ATH soon, which kind of is fairly significant for what literally is the ongoing all-time kind of high ATH of flow which is fairly significant. On April 5, 2021 flow really arrived at its new all-time high ATH of 4240, which really is quite significant. 5 which is fairly significant is flow a wise interest in 2022, which specifically is quite significant. Stream flow actually is by all accounts one of the top acquiring digital forms of money this year. As per the kept accomplishments of flow in the beyond couple of months, flow kind of is viewed as a wise interest in 2022. 6 in a subtle way will flow reach 20, which is fairly significant. Stream flow definitely is one of the fairly dynamic cryptos that essentially keeps on keeping up with its